and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah. Young world. Da, 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 da. I'm Carlos.
I happen to be Ryan. Dark Ryan.
Okay. I'm Blacker Carlos. And this is the blank, the dark blank with Carlos and Ryan. We're back.
We are.
For another week.
Yeah.
And my oh my, am I black? I looked in the mirror and I'm just like, I look like that meme of Samuel Jackson, that fragrance meme. And I do the pose and everything. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So this is an example right here. That's me.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, that is me. That is I. You can see it right there. This right there. That is me. Motherfucker. That's a fragrance by Samuel L. Jackson.
The crazy thing is you didn't even spend too much time in the sun.
Under the sun?
I would say in comparison to a lot of other people, I think you spend a lot of time like in the shade kind of thing. Do you agree?
I spent a good portion in the ocean. Not like in the sun, I'd say. Yeah, I'm more of a shade kind of guy. You know, I throw shade, I stay in shade. That's how I roll, baby. You know what I mean? Hey, you do what it is, shouty. But we're back. I have a bucket hat now. And welcome back to another edition, another week, another episode of The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. We missed y'all last week. No, I'm lying. I'm not gonna lie. Well, last week was hella fun.
Just throw it in your face.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We stayed at this nice ass resort. You bitch ass niggas ain't gonna fucking do that. No, because we stunting. All right. We had weddings. All right. We stayed in Cuba. All right. We partied. Okay. But we're here now. We're back to reality. Oh, there goes travesty. Are those lines?
I don't know, man. You did it.
All right. Well, we're back. And we did miss y'all. And we appreciate the support still, even though we ditched you guys for a week. We posted up stuff and we got the likes, we got the comments, and thank you for joining us. By the way, there's still more to come. Oh my God. Whoa, Jesus, damn. There's still more to come in terms of content. I only already posted one video on our YouTube clips page of Ryan singing on the beach there. And yeah, he was singing a Patti LaBelle song. I actually got a comment from a stranger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And the stranger says, I'm a big Patti fan. I too do the same thing. However, I do know the words though. So
what you're saying
it was a compliment. However, it looks like you didn't need shade because it was thrown on you by that comment. Wow. So that's just that. Shout out to you. You're my new favorite person, and I love you. But Ryan, do you have anything to say to the young world?
I do want to. I just want to say happy Thursday, everybody. Thursday. Sorry, I think we're losing track of days just because this whole like Cuba trip. But happy Thursday.
I'm not gonna lie. There's moments where I'm like, I'm walking around. I'm like, where's my bracelet? I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And like you start to miss it a bit.
Yeah.
But happy Thursday, everybody. As you can see, Carlos and I are definitely glowing from our Cuba tan. Looking fly as ever. And thank you for joining for another week. Happy Friday if you happen to be listening to this on Friday. But yeah, we did happen to stay within our last episode that we were taking a week off. Just due to the busyness. Honestly, you're gonna see it in a lot of our content probably over the next couple of weeks. Because Carlos and I took a lot photos, well, especially Carlos. A lot of different, aspects of the trip in itself, and we probably will talk about majority of it in this episode. But really just wanted to say thank you for the support. I know that we did get a couple of new subscribers due to the trip, I believe. So thank you. Shout out to you, Rosalind. I believe that she did happen to subscribe.
Shout out to Rosalind.
Anyone else who did happen to subscribe. And just to give a quick shout out for the wedding in itself and the Cuba trip in itself. Shout out to Sherwin and Vitalia. Congratulations. You are a wonderful, beautiful couple. Definitely just want to get that out there and throw that out there before we get lost in the episode. But beautiful wedding. The weather was stunning. Carlos and I came back looking like two barbecue chickens.
Wow. Oh dear.
But it was hype in itself, man. But thank you for another week.
Yeah, barbecue chicken. Okay. We are back, y'all. We're just gonna continue from where we left off, really, and that is with the show. Entertain you all out there. I'm just gonna say for the Cuba trip though, the way it ended was it was like late at night. You're right. Our plane got delayed like 2 hours when we were coming back. So we arrived here around like what 3 something.
Yeah.
We came to the airport. Everyone was tired as hell, and we didn't really say our byes to everybody. So I just want to take this time to say
that
bye.
was kind of
So it was kind of bummy because I mean I get it. Everyone was tired. It was just like the hug. Oh, like nice meeting you. So I want to say bye to a few people. Ilona or Ilona as the streets call her. It was a pleasure meeting you. Sorry I may have gotten on your nerves. I want to say that to everybody actually, that I might have gotten on your nerves because that was a lot. And it was a pleasure meeting you. Hope to see you again. Good luck with that visa, and have fun at work. Dima, you're a young cat, but you're a party animal, and you're gonna do big things. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hope to see you soon. Vivian, you're a trooper. I know your social anxiety is was quite strong after leaving the trip, but it's good. Nice seeing you again. Sorry I dropped you, I guess, on the dance floor. Allegedly. I don't remember it.
Allegedly.
I'm not saying I don't believe you, because apparently you have witnesses on your side that can back up your story, but I don't remember doing it, and I feel terrible if it was true. So I do want to take this time to apologize. It was good seeing you again. Hope to see you on your birthday party. If not, I understand. Again, social. Vitali's family. Pleasure meeting you all. Thanks for putting up with me. You're troopers. You know who you guys are. You guys are cool cats. Who else here? Abby and Dayanara. Nice seeing y'all again. Or for the first time, rather. I met them for the first time this week. They've been subscribed all this time, and I met them for the first time that week. It was a pleasure seeing you guys. Hope to see you guys again. Abby, thank you for putting up with me. Dayanara, I apologize. Thank you for putting up with me as well. Hope to see you soon, and stay safe out there, and smile more. Okay? All right? Smile a bit more. All right? I don't want to be that parent, because when I was your age, I didn't smile neither. But you got a lot to be happy about. Okay? Oh my God, Rosalind, I knew you were in a rush to go back to the US, but it was a pleasure meeting you. For the second time, rather. Pleasure seeing you again. Hope to see you soon, and good luck with everything. Sophia, who happens to be Vitalia's sister, thanks for putting up with me. I know I was definitely a lot to you, thanks for putting up with me. And if you never want to see me again, I completely understand. And to Vitalia and Sherwin, I'm gonna see y'all too soon, so y'all know what's up. Everyone else, if I forgot anyone, I apologize. Sorry. You're all the homies. It was nice meeting you and seeing you again. And that was that. That is my plane. Goodbye. You don't want to say anything?
Ditto.
All right. Well, that's that. Let's move on with the show.
I do want to say
Uh-oh.
the Met, like when you talked about how it was super late getting in. I don't understand what's going on with these delays, man.
It was
Like,
not too, dude. We were.
I know like a 2 hour delay isn't like on the grand scheme of things that
Yeah.
terrible, but it's just like, man, I guess when you're like super tired
Yeah.
coming back from like a 7 day trip, even though we didn't really do much,
No.
it's more like relaxing.
Yes.
It's shitty. So, you know,
We were literally in the process of like I just checked out of my room when we found out. Like we were just in the process of packing up and shit, and then we got notified that there was a 2 hour delay.
we didn't get home till like what time did you get into like
I
what
didn't
time
get
did you
home till
walk
like
into your door?
like literally 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, mine was like probably 6.
Yeah.
Like literally 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Hopefully, you know, Sunwing and all that. Shout out to Sunwing.
Yeah, they were nice.
You
They
know,
were
they
cool
did
about
a pretty
it.
good job.
They got us home fast. I'll
It
give
is
them
what
that.
it is.
Even 2 hour delays or not,
Yeah.
you know. But it was a nice trip. You know, it was you know, it went by a bit too fast. You know?
It did. It really
went by
did.
too fast. You know, time flies when we're together. But you know what doesn't fly is fucking Sunwings and their goddamn planes on time. Get your shit together, bro. Ah.
I think it's crazy because Carlos and I were speaking on the beach.
Mm.
Because Carlos and I have both been to resorts before. And usually I would feel like most people by like the 4th or 5th day, you're kind of just like, you know, tired of it. And you know, it's the same food and you kind of want to go home. But this trip was a little bit different, honestly. I felt like it was just one of those things where everyone was on the same page. There was quite a big group with us.
Yeah.
Especially for the wedding. And it was just a wonderful time. So, you know, shout out to just everyone that came on the trip with us. You know, the hotel specifically for hosting such a beautiful wedding.
Yeah.
And to Cuba too, man. Like I think Cuba is just one of those countries that you have to see in the world.
You gotta see it to believe it.
If you haven't been to Cuba before, definitely it's just something else. The beach is just something else. I would say it's the nicest beach I've ever been to.
It's a beautiful beach.
Yeah.
I mean, the sand is just clean as hell. I mean, the waters are just like, it's unreal. We went pedaling out there in the ocean there. It gets deep. There's like jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
That
everywhere.
shit's real.
Yeah.
Like it's real. Like they sting you. And there's fish swimming around our feet. You know, we try to catch these motherfuckers, but they're fast.
Yeah.
We saw a crab, not the sexually transmitted kind. And it was great. It was great. It was like unreal. You know, couldn't ask for better, you know what I mean? And the wedding itself,
let's go over the wedding.
Let's describe in detail the day by day, the step-by-step highlights of the wedding.
So I would say the first thing is you know, just the day in itself. We all got up, went to the beach for a couple of hours.
The wedding was in the afternoon, so that's why people, if you're asking why the hell would you go on the beach the same day?
Plus it's Cuba. You
gots to do it. That's like an everyday. We never went to the pool once.
I went once.
Did you?
Yeah, I went once.
Traitor.
I think you were sleeping.
You treacherous whore.
I was with Abby at the time.
You swam in the pool?
I did.
How was it?
It was not the beach.
What, someone urinated?
No, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of pools. I don't know why I would go to Cuba to go swim in the pool kind of thing, you know what I mean?
When you can do that here.
Yeah.
Right here.
I don't have my own pool, but you know,
well, you'd be surprised, folks. Man, Ryan is
but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not a pool person. I definitely can see why. It was definitely more lively. A lot more people, dance competitions, that kind of stuff. But
yeah, I didn't enter it this time. I retired from that competition.
Dancing
in the moonlight.
But in and around about 2 p.m. We did happen to show up because Carlos and I, luckily enough, and shout out to Sherwin, we're part of the groomsmen party. We're groomsmen. And in this case, you know, we happened to get ready together. Super emotional during that time, I think.
Y'all were being bitches. I was fucking turned up, bro. I'm like, yo. Listen, I needed to be an MC. I'm not trying to cry and shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to be on my best behavior. I'm trying to stunt. I'm trying to get, you know, liven up these people. All right. I can't have boring people when Carlos is MCing. I can't have emotional people when Carlos is MCing because that's how I roll. Anyways, explain how you cried a lot like a little girl.
I can't say that Carlos did a absolute wonderful job at MCing. You know, you should get paid for that.
I'll send you my invoice, Sherwin.
But no, Carlos did a wonderful job for the wedding, for emceeing it, just introducing everybody, introducing the speeches as well as his own speech. I don't know if we have that on camera somewhere.
What our speeches?
Yeah, I
I'm sure
know.
someone does. I don't know who,
I
but
think we'll have to find our speeches somewhere and hopefully get that posted as a short, because I think both of us did a good job. Really, it was
yours was more emotional. Mine was more so like okay,
church.
yeah.
No, I liked it. It was
You,
dope.
did it? I don't know. I felt meh. I was
Why?
like,
I
oh,
thought it was
alright.
good.
I don't know. I guess I'm just
We'll
really
we'll get the
nitpicking.
video and then
Oh,
you guys
okay,
can
I'll have
decide.
to decide if I don't know. I was pretty out there with my speech. I was like, oh
But
shit.
the best part about the speeches in itself is Carlos. This is I will never forget this.
Oh Jesus
Carlos
Christ.
takes a look at me right in my eyes as people are doing their speeches and we're eating, and he looks at me and he goes, "Ryan, I'm fucked up." This is
Bro,
this is
yo,
like-
listen.
we just
Listen.
finished the ceremony. We had cocktail hour.
I think
and
it was
then
during a speech I told you this. I think no.
He's
You
like-
know what?
I'm like sitting there wiping my tears. He's like, "Ryan." I'm like, what? I'm fucked up.
I think it was no, it's because I think Sophia was the second last speech, and then apparently I was gonna go right after her. No, I'm lying. I think it was somebody else around the room, and I'm looking at Ryan. I'm just like, Ryan, like, yeah, bro, I am fucking wasted. Like, I don't know if I can do this speech. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, dude, I am legit. I was drunk. I am like, the room is spinning. I'm just like.
Yeah, just super
Yeah,
drunk.
I'm like, oh no, I'm like, this is worst case scenario. I don't know what to do. But then I chilled out with the drinks. I just drank a shit ton of water and cola. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then I got up and I did my speech and yeah, I got through it. I got through it. Yeah, it wasn't my best speech, but I tried.
So, what better mind state to do a speech in front of, tons of people.
Bro, I'm not trying to get drunk and then talk about why freaking why black people are being persecuted still to this day and trying to create this whole race thing, bro. I'm trying to have a good time, remind people it's about Sherwin and Vitalia. And yeah. But luckily I got through that speech. Everything went a-okay. I felt the wedding itself was a bit shorter than anticipated.
Are you talking about like the
ceremony? It was I thought it was really quick, no? Like they didn't even ask if anybody has anything to say. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I don't know. I guess in Cuba they don't allow you to do that.
Why not? That's horrible.
It's kind of like a shotgun.
So
wedding.
yeah,
as soon as you get up there, there's no
turning back. I guess, but they should have at least, or did I don't know. I guess they got through it and everything got okay. Highlight of the wedding was when Sharon he said I do before they even finished asking the question, and the tears. Sharon got really pissed off before the wedding. Oh my god! So we were in our chapel,
it was called Bar Breeze. The Breeze Bar.
The Breeze Bar.
But I guess quote unquote.
Imagine that. Where'd you get married? The Breeze Bar. So we were in the Breeze Bar. Everyone is there, but our friends were in the lobby of the resort, which is literally down over there. They're taking pics. So we sent his nephew over to call them over. And the nephew ends up taking the pictures with them also. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why are they late? So Sherwin is just like, oh my God, get them over here right now. Get them over here. And I'm like, oh, he's only irritated because, he didn't want to keep Vitalia with. I'm like, hey, man, relax. Take it easy. Again, I'm pretty drunk here. I'm like, take it easy, bro. Take it. It's like, look at them, man. Look at them. Why are they coming over here? I'm like, relax. I got this. And then he was feeling, pressure. And obviously, so he had to vent out that frustration, in a man's way, because, in a few seconds, he'd be crying like a little girl. But, they came through. And I'm like, yo, boys, sit down because it's about to go down. And I'm like, and I see the girl, and we're like, okay, let's go get the girls. And we walk, and they're right there. They're not like we thought they were all the way over, or they're like right there. I'm like, oh shoot, okay, let's get this on the road. So I walk with my bridesmaid. We walk up, the music's playing, blah blah blah, and you walk with your bridesmaid, walk up, blah blah blah, and here comes Vitalia. Everyone is looking at her like, damn, she's gorgeous. Sherwin's trying so hard not to cry, but I'm like, oh no, but the damage is already done. The homeboy lost all HP at this point. He is legit done. You know, Vitalia hit combo breaker. You know, I mean, she hit the L1 on the special, and she damaged the boy. All right, she looked gorgeous. All right, downright beautiful. And Sherwin is just like, holy shit, this is it, folks. And I'm like, boom, great. So the wedding vows go on. Sherwin's was really good.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, Sherwin was like really, he was like, funny, and like I'm like, wow, Sherwin, okay. He's not really he doesn't really like to express his emotions much. He's how would I describe Sherwin? A homicidal road rage maniac who likes to reference Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Spot on.
Thank you. And yeah, that's how I know my guy's Sherwin. And but the way he expressed his, because all jokes aside, like the way, if you ever bring up Vitalia with him, you 100% can tell that he loves her. There is like no doubt about it. There was no doubts that day. Like I would ask him from time to time, are you excited about the wedding coming up? He'd get quiet about it. I would assume, oh, is he having doubts? But no, it's just that he didn't want to cry in front of you because he is like that excited about it and that happy that he gets to spend the rest of his life with the woman he loves. And that's what all weddings about. And I don't want to dive into my speech a little bit, but get out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm playing. But all in all, yeah, and that's what you should feel with your partner every day, not just your wedding day. You gotta really treat your partner like she's a part of you. Fellas, I'm talking to you. All right? This fuckboy shit ain't gonna fly no more, all right? This is the end. Let's find our women or men, because we are, what's the term? Not homophobic?
We are not
judgmental. Not judgmental.
Do you, baby?
If you're sexually into that, also do you? But yeah, find your partner, find your lover, and make sure that he, she, they, whomever makes you happy, because that's who you want to be with for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Super, super well said.
Thank you, man.
I forgot to do this earlier, but Carlos, I think that one of the lessons learned, I think, from weddings in itself is find, like Carl said best, like find someone that you want to be with for the rest of your life. It's something special for them to host a whole event, have a whole bunch of people fly, hours upon hours to a totally different country to get together for something so special, and to finally experience it and see exactly like one of your brothers go through that experience is something else. So really, thank you for that. I'm hoping that you guys are together forever. I know you will. They're definitely in love, like Carl said. It was just a wonderful thing, wonderful wedding in general, and honestly, like, God, man, it was something beautiful in itself.
It was okay.
So yeah,
it was all right.
But yeah, let's talk about the reception. The reception was dope, man.
I don't remember many of it.
There were point in times where these like girls were trying to come up to Carlos and like pulling him off the chair, and then he'd just be sitting there with his water, just being like,
"I need us freaking sober up, bro. I don't even know where I am right now, dude." And then the ladies are pulling me over and just like, "Yo, let's go, Carlos. Come on, you're the life of the." I'm like, oh. So I have to go dance, and like I'm dancing. I'm sweating, bro. I'm sweating. I am sweating, fam. Like, are you kidding me?
Pop the Molly.
Oh, a call back to the episode last time. Well done. Boom. We did not do Molly in Cuba. I just want to put that as a discretion. We did not exhibit nor did inhale any drugs at our trip in Cuba. Anyways, but yes, we were freaking sweating like we were drenched in there, bro. It was like I'm like, oh, I don't want to be dancing like this. I'm feeling some type of way of the way I look. My insecurities are going through the roof, but I'm dancing and I'm just like, oh, fine. So we ended up doing our thing. The reception was really great. The parents cried when they did the Ukrainian. The Ukrainian songs were nuts.
Yeah, Ukrainian music was actually fucking dope.
The place went hype when and there was only like a chunk of there was only a few.
Yeah, there was
Ukrainian.
only about there was probably about 25, I think 23 of us in total.
Yeah.
And then only probably 1/3, maybe half of the people were Ukrainian, but it was
But the whole place went insane when the music played.
Madness.
Like we did the traditional dancing and shit, and we're just going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of fun. Holy moly.
Tons and tons of fun.
But shout out to everyone. Shout out to Dima for getting me nice and drunk that week. Like young guy, but holy shit, Dima, what the hell, bro? All they had was rum there. Rum and beer. That's literally all we drank all week. And then like a few times of vodka.
Yeah.
But that's literally our drink of choice that week. And thank you to the ladies that I danced with. Again, Vivian. Sorry if I did drop you, allegedly. But although you may have witnesses on your side, I truly feel horrible for that, and I'm sorry. And hope to see you Saturday so I can say the same exact thing to you to face, because I do feel terrible. And I did apologize to you in Cuba, but I will do it again and again and again and again because I do feel bad. So thank you. And Sophia also, thank you. You're a trooper. Thank you. The grandparents, Vitalia's mom, Vitalia, Carlos Say.
Yeah, I know. It was something great, man. It was I think everyone was pretty fucking good by the end of that, which should be realistically
that is the that's kind of you're at a Ukrainian wedding, you're only doing a tradition when in Rome, baby.
It was cool, man. I was learning a lot about different like Ukrainian traditions, just in like why there's certain things being done, and then I had to even like ask the parents after like, oh, why did you do this, and like what does that mean, kind of thing, you know what I mean? So really cool, just learning a different perspective on weddings, because I'm sure everyone's been to a wedding, but every wedding is a little bit different, like based off of like the values and traditions of that culture specifically. So really cool, man.
And then after the reception, because they had to kick us out after was it 2 hours you were there or 1 hour?
We were in there for 2 hours.
2 hours. And it's still people wanted to turn up a bit. I went to my room. And people are like begging me. I'm getting messages on my phone. And mind you, the Wi-Fi there is ass. So when I finally get the Wi-Fi, people are still messaging me like, Carlos, come out. And I'm like, oh, what are you guys going to do? Like, oh, we're going to go to the beach. And this is like, what, 11 o'clock at night?
Maybe 12.
12 a.m. in the morning. And these guys are going to go to the beach and like swim a bit. And we did just that. I showed up. People are like, Carlos, you came. I'm like, ah.
We went super drunk. I'm surprised he didn't throw up.
I'm surprised too,
honestly.
But I made it. I didn't throw up. Shout out to Victor though. He was a holy moly. Soldier. He was a soldier with the amount of alcohol that he took. But you know what? I was on my best behavior. I felt well. I mean, when I was drunk, I'm saying in terms of me being drunk, I wasn't too wasted. But I was pretty wasted.
The tough thing with those like all inclusives, man. There's just so many drinks.
Yeah, limits. They just keep giving and giving, and you have to take. And you have to take. And I took. But we ended up going to the beach. We took some pictures, walking around in the water. And then we ended up going to bed. I ended up going to bed right after. Apparently, they stayed up late. At one point on the beach, apparently, I was walking in the water, and I was just walking. I went and I didn't think I was that far. But I'm hearing my name being called, like, Carlos, get back here. I'm like, what? And I go back, and my boy, Kento, is just like, hey, man, do you have any idea how far you were? I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah. Like, Carlos, you can't go that far. I'm like, what, really? Carlos, you didn't even go that far in the day. I'm like,
it's fucking pitch dark.
It's dark, bro.
Dark at night.
It is dark.
The only light on the beach out there is the moon.
Yeah.
And
literally, like no lights around the beach or anything.
These guys had to be at least like 100 yards out
into
the dark ocean, where potentially there could have been First off, jellyfish.
Yeah,
because we saw those.
yeah.
There was huge barracudas at one point in time. And who knows if there's a fucking shark in the middle of the fucking ocean at night.
I'd beat the shit out of that shark.
But I'm just saying there could have been a shark.
Drunk Carlos is a different animal. That fucking super. Do you see this shirt right here, bro? This Degeneration X motherfucker. I would have fucking sweet chin music, then gave that motherfucker a pedigree. Be like, you my bitch. And then I would have looked over its corpse and been like, suck it.
Yeah, but these guys are pretty ballsy. But yeah, I know that night was dope.
That was a good night. That was a good night. I think we went to the bar after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to the bar and got
to continue the drinking after my little cross country trek at the beach there. And we got drunk again. And you would think we would have relaxed.
Nope.
Next day.
Do it all over again.
All over again.
So for those who have been to resorts, you already know the lifestyle. It's pretty much just, eat, sleep, beach, pool here and there,
drink,
repeat, every day pretty much. And that was just the cool thing about being in resort life. It's just there's nothing to worry about. How relaxing it is.
There was there was one worrisome thing. It had nothing to do with us, just what we've seen with other people. The sugar daddies.
Oh, yes. There was quite a bit of them.
Yeah. So we've seen our, well, we all know what sugar daddies are. They're clearly men who either pay for time or sex with females, and they retain their presence and pay for the services that they provide. Now it's a natural thing in this day and age. It happens. A wealthy man paying off the lifestyle of a girl, and she obviously is paid, but at the same time must provide sexual favors.
Just to put out a quick disclaimer, this part may be a little bit hard to hear. For any kind of viewer that does not want to hear about this kind of stuff, I would definitely recommend fast forwarding a bit, just because it is kind of
fuck them snowflakes. They need to hear this. Sensitive. This is the truth.
It's tough, man. Carlos and I saw some fucked up shit out there.
This is the truth, and they need to hear it. Damn it! So if y'all are snowflakes, you need to hear this, because this is the world we live in. Okay, stop living inside your goddamn bubble. Go out and smell the goddamn pedophiles. You all right? We witnessed old ass dudes with girls. Now listen, I'm going to describe the bands. If you are a person of age, you get a colored band. We had orange. We had orange.
Keep in mind,
the wedding couple had pink because of their designation of where they're staying. Any minors had white. We saw sugar daddies with orange, and some of the females are with white. All right. They had white bands, meaning they were underage. And I want to tell you something, folks. The drinking age in Cuba is 16 years old. So you're talking about men who are in their 40s, 50s?
Potentially
60s. That are with girls that are literally 15 and under.
Yeah.
We could do nothing about it, because that's the laws over there.
Yeah. Yeah, to really see it in person was just, really shocking.
It was great.
We didn't really think too much of it. I think the first day or so, and then you start to notice it a lot more. There's a lot more older gents, like Carl said, probably their 40s up to maybe even their 70s. Just in and around Cuba. And then there's just different young, really, really fucking young looking girls, just hanging out with them. And the crazy part is that we could tell, their age by the bracelet that they were happening to use. So one of the crazier stories that we're running into was, we're all at this one bar, just enjoying our drinks and stuff like that. And there happened to be an older gentleman, I would like to say probably in his 60s. sitting with this very, very young looking girl. She probably looked like she was probably 14 or 15 at most. Just very disgusted by him. You could tell by her body language that she was super uncomfortable. For us, we're just really drunk. We didn't really realize it, I would think, until after the fact. But yeah, just like Carl said, that's the reality of that country, unfortunately. And it seems that it just kind of, goes without any sort of punishment or anything like that, which is really fucked up.
Quite.
Not to get too much into the dark side of Cuba as of right now, but there's a lot of things that are going on in Cuba. And, slowly as the trip started going on, we were seeing it and noticing it a lot more. And I think that was one that was probably the most predominant, with Cuba and what's going on in their economy at the moment. It's like, I get it, like people have to work and people have to make money somehow, but just that in itself is really fucking scary, and really disturbing at the exact same time. So I don't know if there's anything that can be done, but really that has to be fucking looked at or something like that. Cause
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
taken care
Super
of. I
fucked
mean,
up.
yeah, it's gross. What can we do? Mind you, we don't, the full extent of what they're doing. I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt because again, I still think he's a creep, or these folks are creeps, but let's hope and pray for these girls that they'll be all right. I mean, yeah, we'll just move on along because
Yeah.
got bummy in a hurry. What else? We just I fucked up a cigar.
If we can find some sort of picture for that or video for that,
and we can't thank
that
God.
was
I fucked up. It was my first cigar, mind you. It was a rookie mistake. Okay,
hilarious.
All right, it was just I was puffing it. I did it myself. I didn't have any help, so I'm just like I'm puffing. I'm like nothing's working, and maybe I did like a quarter of it, and I just like I tossed it.
I was like, all right, fuck it.
I tossed it, and then they're just looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like it was faulty. Like, bro, you didn't even relate it right. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care.
The tip where you put it in your mouth, no pause. But the tip that you put in your mouth was just like super soaking wet because Carlos was like sucking on the thing. The thing wasn't burning properly either. So he just kind of threw it out. And I think at one point
on the thing,
he was just like coughing from the cigar, which is even way more funnier. But yeah, man, that was honestly one of the highlighted funny ass moments. I wish we got it on camera because that shit was jokes as hell.
Jesus.
God. Well, I don't blame you because cigars are hard to smoke.
Thank you.
They're super
Thank you.
It's almost
validation.
It's almost like an acquired like skill.
Yeah. Like, bro, I had to learn. I don't even think the second time I did it, which was vast improvement over the first time, I must say.
I agree.
I don't even know if I did it right the second time, but I think I did it okay that time also. But moving, you know what? I'll say this. Smoking cigars in Cuba is just like it's a staple. Yeah, it's something you just gotta do.
You just gotta do it.
All right. I don't care if you're against cigarettes. Hell, you can be nicotine allergic. Just do it.
But yeah,
it makes sense. But a big highlight was the catamaran.
Oh yes,
that was fun.
So for those who have never been to Cuba, Cuba actually has just off the northern eastern side of the island, is an island called Cayo Blanco. Honestly, probably one of the most beautiful islands I've ever seen. There's like hermit crabs walking around everywhere. There's like free range chickens and shit like that. Just super cool, man. Beautiful, beautiful island in itself. So we pretty much took a catamaran boat out into the middle of the ocean. They allowed us to jump into the middle of the ocean, which is really fucking cool. I don't think Carlos went.
Nope. Can't swim.
But I did. And then just having lobster on the fucking.
That was sick. Lobster was really good too.
Yeah, like they serve you lobster on this island, which is fucking dope.
That was just the appetizer. I was like full for the dinner. It was a big ass lobster. I was like cutting myself on the fucking skin and shit. That was good, man.
Yeah. That's like some king shit.
That was great, bro.
Literally some like luxury ass shit. You take a boat to a middle of the island, like some middle fucking random ass island.
Yeah.
drinking on this boat, partying on this boat.
Yeah.
Then you get served lobster as an appetizer, and then
Solid
more
day.
lobster for lunch. And like,
Solid day.
yeah, it was something else, man. That was a wonderful trip.
And shout out to our the tour guide there. Is that what you call him? I forget his name, but he would look at people and call them the names based on their race, you know, just like any racist tour guide would. He looked at me and called me LeBron James. LeBron James Jr. LeBron James Jr. He called him Manny Pacquiao, and he's not laughing like he is now then. And the guy felt bad, and because you can tell that you know, Ryan doesn't like to take the joke there. If there's one thing that pisses Ryan off, is mistaking him for Filipino. Look at him! Look at him! Oh, look at him! Oh, now that's his best impression.
It was, it was a good time. He was a funny dude.
He was a funny guy. Yeah. He didn't even get my real name actually, because he was going around asking people for things. He would write down other people's names. I would look at the list. He legit wrote LeBron Jr.
Yeah,
on the paper.
I was Manny Pacquiao on the paper.
Yeah.
One of our other buddies, his name was Mowgli.
Yeah, Mowgli from Jungle Book.
And the other one was Skinny Boy.
Skinny Boy? Who do you call Skinny Boy?
Idris.
Oh, interesting. Naomi Campbell was Rosalind.
Naomi Campbell,
which I think is the best, you know, comparison. I would say so. Naomi Campbell is gouging. Yeah. She is fire.
But yeah, great.
Another highlight was he let me play the music.
Oh yes, we do have some videos.
We had some videos for that. I'll put that up in a bit.
That will be going up.
But he's just like, hey, play your music on the thing. I'm like, oh, what? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I played it, and the first song I played was "Killing Me Softly" by the Fugees,
which we do have a video.
We have a video of. You have to see to believe, but it is true. I got up there. I got up. I hyped up the crowd, sang the song with them, you know, and we turned up a bit. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing up here right now? Even my boy Kento's look at me just like, you know, you done fucked up, right? You know, you done fucked up. I'm like, yeah, you know I do. You know what you did? You see, you know you did, right? You know you done fucked up, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know, bro. I have to fucking entertain these folks now. Well, luckily it was a short one because he needed to take the show over because it was his job. He didn't want me to take over his job.
Mind you, there was a lot of international people in that.
There was quite a Portugal, Brazil, Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. There was Italy.
Yeah. And they know the words. Like you can tell this song reaches internationally, man. They're singing along the words.
It was cool.
And our section is just, you know, I'm trying to get my section to go up a bit. All they're doing is clapping and, you know, and but shout out to Vitalia's dad because he's a real entertainer right there.
Yeah, shout out to you, Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
You made the trip absolutely
100%. 100%.
You're a great father. I do want to let you know that, you know, we need more great fathers out there.
Yeah, you know, I see what you did. Oh dear,
throw that out there. But go ahead.
Oh Jesus, I actually went. Go
ahead.
You need time? You good? Okay. I mean, we can.
I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. You want to drink a little bit of beer? Or yeah. Take a little sip there. There you go. So me and Nick and a few of my other friends, we went to downtown Veradero. We went to the market on the street there. Got myself an artifact, which, by the way, I have a story about that, by the way. I want to talk about my parents, or specifically my father, and him and artifact. But either or, we went to this market. We got our stuff, and he's like, let's look for cigars. I'm like, do they sell that stuff here? I heard it's illegal. I was like, yeah.
Sure, you can find it.
So we go in and we're looking. We're asking people, do you know where this get started? Like, no. Do you know where to get started? No. And then we're like, okay, last person, then we'll go. He's like, okay. It's like, do you know where to get the cigar? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. And then the guy, he runs up to us after we leave him, and he's just like, follow me. Like, what? So he goes in, and then he's like, Ernesto. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's wild.
So we go in. He's like, oh, hey guys, how you doing? He's like,
and he's speaking English.
Yeah.
Wow,
like
that's cool,
perfect English. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, come through. He goes in, pulls his bag, like $4 for $20. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, let's go. And then I'm looking at Nick, and he looks at me, and he starts laughing, and then he just hugs me, like, buy the cigar. I'm like, all right, bet. So I got it. And, we picked up the cigar. We're like, pleasure doing business, and we got out. And that it. That was a little sketchy little story there about cigars. Now onto the goddamn artifact. So the artifacts I got were a little wooden turtle that they shaved up, and also a hand, a big ass hand, a wooden hand, and that also doubles as a bottle holder. All right. So I wanted to bring that to my dad because he likes the drink. He likes the drink he drank. So I'm just like, hey dad, I got this from Cuba. And his reaction, normal people are just like, oh, that's so nice. What is it? What does it do? His instant reaction when he saw it was like, what the hell is this? What am I gonna do with this? Carlos, I'm African. I can just make this back home. I'm like, what the hell? It's an artifact from Cuba. It's a bottle holder. Oh, what the hell am I gonna do with this? Oh my god. And now he's putting in the bottles and they're not fitting into the goddamn thing. And I'm just like, oh god, he's just, oh, come on. I think I'm just gonna give this to your godmother. I'm like, what the shit? So he tries one more bottle and he's just like, oh, it fits. Oh, Carlos, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm like, you son of a. Oh my god, I love him, but holy shit, what a piece of shit when it comes to giving gifts. Jesus,
that's so funny.
Oh my god,
I didn't even get to see the statues. Are nice?
It's decent. Okay. Like it's actually a good looking hand and whatnot.
Post a picture.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's a special artifact. To be fair, yeah. I passed by a few other markets and they sell the exact same thing there too. There was like a few markets that sell the exact same artifacts. I'm like, oh well, this is some bullshit, but okay, it ain't special. That's markets for you. But yeah, I'm thinking, what the hell, man? Like I went out my way to bring this bottle holder because I know how much you like drinks. It'd be nice to have a little artifact holding up your drink,
cool little,
little. And then he's like, oh, I can't do this. And he goes up to my mom, Mary, look what he got me. Look what he got me. I'm like, what?
That's so funny.
He's the worst to get the gifts. I will say that. And all he wanted was Jack Daniel, which is fine. But I figured, let's switch it up a bit. But yeah, that's my father.
Speaking of some sketchy kind of stuff, it's funny with that story with the Ernesto. So there was one point where Alessia and I were in the water, just kind of enjoying it.
Yeah.
It only happened to be me and her at the time. And you see this one dude coming out of nowhere, just like slowly swimming throughout the beach, like from like different resort to resort. Didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
Not a big deal.
Right.
So then I see him just slowly start coming closer and closer as we're going, right? So
like the Jaws theme is playing.
Yeah, I was almost saying it was like dun 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 dun. So then he finally comes up to me and goes, hello friend.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like,
does he have a Cuban accent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hello, my friend.
We start talking, and he's like, "Hey, like, do you like lobster?" I'm like, "Yeah, like, we love lobster." And he's like, "Yeah, like, he's like, I have a restaurant in Havana. I can take you and your wife to Havana, and you guys can eat lobster. It's very cheap. It's only I think he said $10 US or something like that. And $10 US is a very good price for lobster.
I'd say
and
so.
People who don't
pretty
eat
decent
lobster.
Deal.
So I'm like, I'll think about it. I'll let you know. So then he starts asking about cigars. We're talking about cigars and cigarettes for a bit here and there. And then all of a sudden he gets into the drug part. And this is where I was kind of like, wow, like, this guy went from lobster to drugs in like within about 30 seconds.
Well, that's Cuba in a nutshell. You know what I mean? You first eat the lobster, then comes the drugs.
So then he's like, what about marijuana? You smoke marijuana? And I was like, no, I don't smoke marijuana. He's like, what about that cocaine? That cocaine. The cocaine. For those who don't know what the cocaine is,
what? How do they not know what that is? It's cocaine.
I don't know, man. AKA white girl, AKA,
So you're telling me there's people out there that just know it as white girl, not cocaine?
I would think so.
Who doesn't know what cocaine is?
I don't know. But it was funny just seeing like how quickly the mood shifted in that conversation from lobster and taking your wife out to dinner, to directly cocaine with your lobster kind of thing. But I guess one of the things I appreciated from that conversation was I appreciate the hustle that these, Cuban people.
Is that what you appreciate after all that shit? That was
honestly,
really,
man.
really, that was really disturbing. And you're just like, damn, I respect that guy.
I really do, man. Wow. I really respect how, in Cuban culture, because of how their government sort of works, and just how society is, like it's tough to make it.
Mm.
So these guys literally have to have their hands on every single piece of like tourist sales, no matter what it is, whether it is lobster, trips to Havana, anything realistically to drugs, because I'm sure that there's a lot of like party goers that go there and try to get drugs and stuff.
Can you imagine you end up buying like a lobster and cocaine, and it comes to your door, and all you see is a fucking lobster covered in all in white, just like. I was like, "Whoa, shit! Okay, yeah, man." I never said it was. I never said it was cooked, amigo. You got to, you got to cook it. You got to cook.
For $10 US.
Yeah, too bad you got to cook the cocaine lobster, amigo.
Then he called me Manny Pacquiao after.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's well. Hey, man, that's more than one time. Then, hey, man, I guess the comparison is.
But I think that was, one part of the Cuba sort of economic kind of situation that I did want to kind of speak about a little bit. Carlos and I, we definitely noticed it pretty quickly. I would say things like the resources they happen to have, the lack of other drinks that
our very first day they were short on like vodka, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, no Coca-Cola.
Yeah. All they had was rum and water, literally the first day.
Rum and water.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is that even like the napkins that they have, so all of us in North America were used to getting like Bounty and like thick towels to like wipe your hands or finish eating or whatever like that. Every single thing there is just like one ply towels, and like their toilet paper was like this like thin, very very thin biodegradable toilet paper.
But they did have bidets to save them.
They did have bidets.
Shout out to the bidets.
Yeah, shout out to the bidets.
Shout out to the shower that the bidets provided.
It just
woo. Just in case you're too lazy
to and steamy in
from the toilet. But 2 in 1, baby.
2 in 1.
Nothing like
I can just picture Carl sitting on the toilet, just using the bidet.
Just shitting at the same time. Like, that's nice. What?
Nothing.
I mean, clearly you're judging. This guy's nodding like what? Nah, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Yeah, sure. Let's speak on that for a second. What the fuck? This guy's blasting all that shit on the goddamn beach. And they played it at the wedding. They played that man at the wedding.
Out of all of the English songs that were played at the wedding, there was
which one was it?
3, and Bump and Grind.
Bump and Grind
on as the very last song for the reception.
Sit up on the couch. Take your shoes off.
I guess at that point it was like, oh, we're in international waters.
You know what I mean? The cancel culture is not really that fly here. Let's take that risk. Why not?
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
So funny. We gotta talk to everyone in Italia about that one. That's
why
definitely cancel culture.
Why? It's okay.
Funny enough. But yeah, just with Cuba, to go back to it really quickly, like they're just going through a lot of hardship. We did have part of our group actually go to Havana for a day trip specifically, and they said that there's tons of poverty. The government's really not taking care of the architecture and the structural, being of Cuba in itself, and there's just tons and tons of issues that they're running into. So it's super sad. Carlos and we also had a conversation with one of our cooks at the hotel in itself, and he was just telling us how hard it is for him to be able to do anything realistically. I can only imagine what those guys happen to go through. It was super sad knowing that we're enjoying our time on the beach, eating as much as we wanted to, drinking as much as we wanted to, and then that there's people literally either working at that hotel that we're at or simply just down the street that literally do not have anything to eat. Crazy, man. It was such a crazy experience, hearing about it and sort of seeing it in real time. Hopefully, they do happen to get their stuff figured out. I can't say, how to fix Cuba, the country in itself, but just hopefully it does get better over time.
It really goes to show you that, you got to be grateful for what you got, so you never know what anyone else is going through. I appreciate the work, the service the workers tried, even though, they may have been low in staff due to, I guess, COVID and the hurricane that just came, like literally like a few weeks before we arrived. So, Shout out to them, and shout out to the resort itself. They're trying to accommodate for to our services as much as possible. And a special shout out to Laura for making me feel special during that Italian dinner. She laughed at my jokes.
Oh yes, she
She
was very
laughed at
sweet.
my jokes.
She was very
We
sweet.
went to this. Was it Italian?
I believe it was Italian.
Yeah, Italian. That's literally the name of the resort. Yeah, not really. It's not. They're not very imaginative in the name department, but it's fine. It's fine. We went and there was something on the menu called antipasti. And I'm like, is that what it's called? Or someone made the joke and said anti-pasty. And I'm like, anti-pasty? What is that? It's like I don't know, just the vegetables or like what is there like a protest against pasta here? And the table laughs and Laura starts laughing. And then you just like a server. What is it? You just imagine a server that just screams at you when you try to order the pasta or something. And so we're ordering our meals. And I'm really just being a nuisance at this point. They asked us what we wanted. It was caprese salad is said on the menu, and I'm just like, hey, can I get your what does it say? Comprised or no? And Jerome's in my ear, just like compressed. I'm like, yes. Can I get your compressed salad, please? And I'm like, let's really dig in there, all right? Ground and pound the shit out of it. And our server is laughing about it. And then I ordered the short, and I'm like, and I want short pasta, okay? Because I'm all for pasta. I'm not anti-pasta, unlike some people here, because they ordered the antipasti. And we had it a night. We ate our meals. Yeah, it was all right. I got on people's nerves, but that's what I do best.
I can attest to that.
What the shit, dude? Wow.
I'm just playing.
Oh,
Carlos was a lovely, lovely human being, a best friend, and a great MC during that week. I'm sure everyone loved and appreciated you during the Cuba trip. But Cuba was nuts, man.
Cuba was wild.
It was nuts.
That was wild, bro. That was we need to do that again sometime. You know what we should do? We should provide our humor, our love, and our drinking to somewhere else. Let's go to communist China. North Korea. What do you think?
You know what?
Change the game.
You know what I got?
Uh-oh.
I'll do the Some People's Kids segment this time.
Oh.
I'll do it for the first
Uh-oh. Oh shit.
Uh-oh. So if I actually forgot to mention,
folks, hold on before we start, folks. You gotta understand something. Ryan doing a Some People's Kids. Ryan, it doesn't take a lot to piss this guy off. So if there's a Some People's Kids on his mind, please pay attention because this is okay. The floor is yours.
I don't think I was pissed off at it, but it was just like super weird. So there was one point of the trip in itself where this probably like middle-aged lady, maybe she,
yes, I know what you're referring to.
And we're kind of just hanging out by the pool, just enjoying our time, having drinks and stuff like that.
Wait, I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't think.
Okay,
I don't think we were there.
Let's go.
We're sitting by the pool, just enjoying our drinks, and this one lady is like talking very, very loudly to somebody else, like a different tourist, because I don't think they're part of the same party. But she was just complaining about everything at the resort, being like, oh, they don't have paper towels, they have no drinks. This is the last time she's coming to Cuba. She's like, why would I pay Cuba the money when I can go to Dominican and have 2 times a better time, or Mexico or whatever like that? And she was just complaining consistently about the resort. She's like, I'm never coming to Cuba again. And I remember just like looking at this lady and being like, what the fuck are you complaining about? Like,
let her have it.
Like, she had no idea. Like, obviously she was like, I guess expecting like however amount. I don't know how much she paid to go to the resort, but it's not like the resort was a crazy expensive resort.
It really wasn't.
It was like $1,000 something.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, great. You paid $1,000. You got 7 days out of it, and then you got food and unlimited drinks. And in
other countries, it's also very more expensive.
Like, what else are you asking for? This country is going through hardship.
Just had a hurricane.
Yep. X amount of food shortages, people in poverty, all kinds of shit. And this fucking lady
Woo!
literally comes out of nowhere and just complaining about the resort in itself. By the way, the resort in itself was fucking great. Like gorgeous, unlimited, everything. Yeah, they had a couple of their, downfalls here and there.
There was a
But it was a
storm
hiccup.
one
Yeah.
of the nights. The lights went out for like a few seconds, but came back up.
But like, man, I couldn't ask for more. Honestly, it exceeded my expectations. And I've been to Cuba before, and that resort was better than the last time I went. So it's like, I couldn't understand why this lady was so pissed off. And she was just like speaking loudly, like one of those people that's trying to attract attention, so that other people can kind of chime in and like be on the same page as
I
her.
believe this generation calls it a Karen.
She was Karen. If there was somebody that I had to call Karen that trip, it was definitely her.
Oh.
So please, Karen,
Oh.
don't ever go back to Cuba. Cuba doesn't need you.
Let her have it.
Spend your money elsewhere. Cuba's better off without people like you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's all I gotta say.
Oh, what do you have to say about the what's the segment called?
And that is Some People's Kids.
Some People's Kids.
Yeah.
Wow,
That
right.
lady, man.
I am so sorry you had to go through that hardship.
That lady.
Oh,
God.
really grind your gears, huh?
Gears be grinded.
Woo! Shit.
But yeah, I know. She was just an odd individual.
God,
I'm like
yeah.
honestly surprised. Weirdo.
All right.
Weird, man.
I also want to send this quick shout out for Some People's Kids to the lady that got screaming in the elevator. Just a backstory. Like I mentioned, there was a storm and the power went out for like a few seconds. However, there was a lady and her husband were stuck in the elevator for 20 minutes because of the power outage. Mind you, I get it. She has every right to be pissed off. Though it's hot as fuck in the elevators. I can attest to that. It's hot. It gets hot. No AC,
The
no
whole
light.
country's hot.
Yes. But again, it's Cuba.
Yeah.
But she went off to the desk and she's just like, "Oh, what is the meaning of this? Oh, blah 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 blah. This is bullshit. How can I be stuck in the elevator for 20 minutes? It's a fucking storm out. You see it raining and shit. The lights went out. You see it like obviously. What do you mean? How are they going to be in control of that? Stupid. Go out there and blame God. Find God.
Yeah, I know,
lady. That's your problem. And that's my Some People's Kids, because I'm not going to try to steal this guy's thunder. Because my oh my, what a segment that was! Wow, woo, Ryan, where did this ferocity come from?
I don't know. I just remember that last minute. It didn't even I thought about it after like an hour, and then it just kind of went past, and I didn't think about it again. But
Jesus Christ.
I was like, we need to do the segment, so I threw that in there. But
okay,
yeah, man. As an overall, Cuba, it is a beautiful, beautiful country with wonderful, wonderful resources. The people there are absolutely stunning, just great, generous, loving, happy people. Especially in the situations that they're in, they keep a smile on their face and keep trucking, man. It was one of the things that I got to give them credit for. It was a beautiful, beautiful trip. They definitely helped make the wedding what it was. And I had a great time. I would definitely go back.
As did I.
What was as an overall, what was your favorite part of the trip?
Probably the catamaran.
Yeah. Catamaran was dope.
That was pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Yeah, being on a fucking boat and shit. That's cool.
Yeah, it was nice. It was okay. Well, I guess that's this week's episode, Ryan.
Yeah.
Tune in next week where we'll talk about more shit. Probably talk about shit that we missed during the week we were gone. Probably talk about shit that developed, and probably get our skin pigmentation back. And that note, look at this shit. Look at this shit. God damn it. Holy shit. I'm on that Wesley Snipes because I'm black tip from fucking Don't Be a Menace. And on that note, I am Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Remember, folks, Valentine! Woo! Oh my.
The cigars.
Yeah. Something in them cigars.
Peace, everybody.
Peace to everyone. And look out for my bucket hat.